guys, it's Queen Exene, and today I am recording this for the first time. I'm excited. Are you guys excited? Hit the subscribe button down below. Today I'm going to show you guys how to do like your whole head like this. I usually do it on one of my days off just because it's very time consuming, and unfortunately I started really late today. So let's just hop right into the video, okay? So first you want to take your hair down, and I have a spray bottle here, just a plain spray bottle. It's filled with water, no other products, just water. So I'm gonna make sure my whole head is completely wet, and usually you do this on a day's wash hair, like a wash and go after like day 2, just because it helps that your hair isn't like brand new washed, because it keeps the curls in for a lot longer. I completely forgot I have bobby pins in the back of my head, so I'm taking those out right now because I had my hair up in a ponytail all day, so didn't want any flyaways in the back. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna grab our brush and just brush it through so that, you know, your entire head is damp or wet. You know, for thicker hair, you're going to want it to be more wet than damp. And for thinner hair, you're just going to want it to be kind of damp. So, I have pretty thick hair, so I'm probably going to brush through it and then wet it down again. So this is my hair completely brushed through, and again, I'm going to let it down again. So, and like I said, it's just water in here, so there's no like special treatments you're gonna need or anything like that. So, yeah, I'm literally just wetting my hair. And then I'm gonna brush through it again to make sure all my hair is wet, because you know, the more you go through your hair, you know, the water kind of spreads and gets all of your hair damp or wet. So for me, I have pretty thick hair, so I usually like it more wet than damp. And as you guys can see, my hair kind of already gets pretty curly right off the bat. So yeah. So after doing that, I'm going to split my hair into 2, and I'm weird, so usually I just kind of use whatever I have with like a pointy tip. Like this is actually a denim brush, so I just kind of use the pointed tip of it to split my hair in half. Make sure it's pretty straight line. This one was not straight at all. So that's more straight. And honestly, it kind of just depends on which side you want to have more hair and which side you want to have less and stuff like that. So you're just going to split it in half. You're going to take your brush and you're going to pull all this aside. You're going to put it in a ponytail just because it's going to be pulled aside for quite some time. And you'll probably have to wet it again before you do this side. The only reason why I'm saying to wet it earlier is because it's easier to brush through and stuff like that. So now this side, we're going to split this side in half, and like I said, you guys can kind of see how my hair has kind of just started to curl and be its own thing. So here you're going to want to kind of just split this part in half as well. And if this side, for me, this part is always like really easy for me. Usually it takes like 1 or 2 tries to split it pretty evenly. And then you gotta pick which side you want to do first. Whichever side you're not gonna do, you're gonna put into a ponytail. So I like to start from the back, mainly because it's just easier to work from this way to this way, and you don't want for these curls to be put up in a ponytail and waiting. So usually I like to put a ponytail on the part I'm not doing. Like so, and I like to make a little bun so it's out of my face and out of my way. Like that. Okay? Now, with the back of your head, I'm going to put my hair products in now. So I do this for natural hair, moisturizing curl activator cream by Cantu with shea butter. And this is what it looks like. I don't know if it's going to focus. Oh, it did focus. This is what it looks like. This is what I'm using in my hair. This is all I'm using in my hair. I usually don't put a lot of product in my hair. Most of the time it's water or like conditioner. Sometimes I'll put like lotion or something in it. You know, so on and so forth. So I'm sorry, you guys. I'm like really thirsty. So, sorry, I have my drink right there. So I'm just going to put, not very much, because I'm not putting it in there. Like, I already put some of this in there, like, when I first washed my hair, which was yesterday. So you're not going to put a whole lot. Just going to put, like, that much. It's not that much. It looks like a lot more than it really is. I don't know why my bottle's acting like that. Put that there. So it's not that much. It's like maybe a quarter size for the first section of my hair. And you want to start at the ends first and then work your way up to the root of your hair and just kind of massage it in as you get up there. Because first you want to start at the ends because the ends are going to be more shown. So they're going to have more of a damage effect, I guess. So this is what I usually do. And then I always kind of like do a little scrunch so I make sure I get to the actual root of my hair. And then you're going to pick like sections, small sections, no bigger than like maybe an inch or so of your head. And like I said, my hair is already really curly. So I like to make sure I kind of brush it down so it's not super curly. It's easier to manage if you could brush it kind of like flatter. And with this, it actually helps a lot for you to brush it flatter. It's still going to curl up, you know, it's just what your hair does. So yeah. So you're going to take a comb. I have this comb here. It has like wider pieces on this side and thinner pieces on this side. You're going to want to use this side if your hair is really thin. And you want to use this side if your hair is pretty thick. So what I'm going to do, like I said, just kind of small pieces. You're going to comb through it once. And then you're just going to take it and you're going to twist. And it doesn't mat your hair or anything. It literally just makes them like the perfect spring curls. Like this. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that's what it looks like. And that's what you're going to do to the whole back part of your head. You're literally just going to, and you want to do it randomly, like you're not going to want to do it in like straight rows, mainly because it'll look weird and you'll have gaps in between if you do it in straight rows, and you want to make sure it gets as tight as possible to your head. So I'm just going to keep doing that to the rest of my hair. And the reason you want to comb it first before you twist it is to make sure you get all of the naps, because you are pulling your hair apart. And if your hair is anything like mine, the minute you brush it, 10 seconds later, it has more naps in it. So, yeah. Like I said, small pieces. They're not very big. Like, literally, that's about as big as I would go. And it's like an inch or so. It's like closer to an inch. So, like that. And you're gonna, like I said, you're gonna want to do it kind of randomly, and you want to do smaller pieces and bigger pieces. You know, you're not gonna want to do them all exactly an inch. You're not gonna want to do them all really small either, unless you want like a whole head. And it's gonna take like an hour, but unless you want like a whole head just full of them, to a point where like it looks like that's how your natural hair is, cause yeah. And you're gonna want thicker pieces and thinner pieces and stuff like that, just to make it look a lot better. And like when you're spinning it, so this is how it goes. So you're gonna take your piece of hair and you're gonna go kind of in the center and you're gonna twist and pull it back through the piece of your hair, and then just twist it and pull down as you go. But when you twist it, you're gonna want to make sure it gets like super close to your hair. And if you can see, you see how the white came out from the conditioner? It actually, if you do that, it's going to be a really curl, and if you don't do that, then it won't be a tight curl. But this is the one with the conditioner that popped out. See how tight that is? And this is the one where it didn't really pop out. It's a lot looser. So I like the looser ones, but I also like them to be really close to my head, just because it looks more natural that way. So either or, it's kind of up to you, like however you want your hair to look. So you also want to make sure that you'll feel it when it gets to like the root of your head. That's where you want it to be. So if you don't feel it at the root, then you're not doing it right. And then again, you want to get an inch section and twist. And then this, I think this is my last section down here. So it doesn't take very long to do, and it looks so cute. So my whole back section is pretty much done. This is how it looks. So, but you guys will see it a lot better in the front. So, and that's actually the next section I'm gonna do. So again, the hair is still really wet. My hair is very thick, so it keeps water very easily. But if your hair is dry in this section, you're going to want to wet it again, just so it's easier to spread this throughout your hair. So again, you're going to want to do like the little quarter size conditioner to put in your hair. And again, you're going to start at the ends. And I really get like really bad ends for some reason. This will definitely help with it. So you're going to want to get to the ends. You guys can see my dog. You're going to want to get to the ends and then work your way up to the top and to the root. And then when you get to the root, you're going to want to definitely massage it all in, because you want it to definitely get into the root. And I definitely do a little bit of scrunching as I go, just because I want to make sure it gets like completely into the root. So, yeah. So now, so your back piece is done, and it's already going to kind of separate itself from the front. So what you're going to want to do, you're going to want to pick a section that you're going to start in, and in the front you're going to want to do more of a design, because in the front that's the way your hair is going to lay. So if you don't want a whole bunch of hair like in one spot, you're going to want to do a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit here, a little bit there. So you're going to try to do kind of a straighter line, just so it looks more natural. And it could be thin, it could be thick, like it could be however thick you want it to be, like however big you want your curl to be, that's how big you're going to want your hair. So I'm picking a smaller piece here. You guys can't see it, if you guys can see it. So it's very small. It's very small, it's a very thin piece. So I'm taking that, and again I'm going to take my comb and I'm just going to spin. Just like that. And you guys are going to see the results here. And if you guys can't see, like it's getting really tight to my scalp. And that's what you want. And it looks like this. Just like a perfect curl, basically. That's what you're creating in your head without having to use like a curling iron and all that other stuff. And if you want your curls to be bigger, you're going to want to do bigger sections. So if you're like, I want big, luxurious curls, you're going to want to do bigger sections. And if your hair is a lot longer, it's going to be a lot more curly. So you're going to keep doing the same stuff you do in the back of your head to the front of your head. But you're also going to want to do it in more of a pattern so that it lays, whichever way you curl it, that's the way it's going to lay. So like every section you do, that's just kind of the way it lays. It always helps to do like kind of a little twist with your fingers at the end. If your comb doesn't go all the way through and your comb happens to fall out towards the end before you get to the end, just go ahead and do a little twist with your fingers. This is all you really kind of have to do. It's very simple. So I usually do this little twist thing when I want curls, like really, really, really in-depth curls, but I don't want them loose, if that makes sense. Like I want curls like my curls, but I don't want them to be frizzy throughout the day. This way they'll be laying perfectly the way I want them to, and they won't be like super frizzy or anything. And when it dries, it's so much fun, and this doesn't require any type of heat, so that's always a plus. And it's kind of a protective style in a way, because you're not like pulling at your hair or anything. Like it doesn't pull, it just curls, if that makes sense. And you're going with your curls. So if you see the way, so I'm like taking pieces, and whichever way the curl is, that's the way I'm twisting it. So like if your curls go like this, you twist it this way. If your curls go like this, then you twist it that way. You just twist it whichever way your curls happen to lay. It gives it more of a natural and easygoing effect. And like if you want your hair to lay forward like this, you're going to want to do it that way. Like I'm pulling mine back because I want mine to lay back. Like down and back. So that's the way I'm pulling them, so that they lay that way. And then like up here towards the front, I want them to lay to this side, because that's just the way I want them to lay. So, because I plan on doing a part here. So I'm just pulling them that way so they'll lay that way. So I'll have the part that I want. And this one I'm coming doing straight up a little bit because I want it to go straight back. It's almost like a Shirley Temple or a Annie kind of look. That's what I get called a lot when I have this look. It looks kind of like Annie's hair and all that stuff. So this is the way it looks after I've finished. You can run your hand through it and it's very soft. And if you feel like the curls are too thick, you can always pull them apart and then twist them back up. So like, I like thick curls like up here, and if I feel like this one, it's too thick of a curl, so I pull it apart like that, and you have two parts, and then you just twist them in the opposite directions. So then they go kind of in their own separate curl. And it's just kind of showing, hey, that part you should have made like a thinner, you should have picked a thinner amount of hair and stuff like that. So this is what it looks like once you've finished half of my head, because I haven't finished the other half. But I only plan to do it to half of my head, which I'm actually going to take this part here and make it an actual part, and then I'm going to braid this other half. But if you want this to your whole head, you would just continue going on the other side. So I'm actually going to show you guys how to do the part. So I'm going to do the same thing I did on this side to this side in the beginning. I'm going to split it in half. Ah, got my hair in my eye. Like this. But this time I'm going to pull the back part into a ponytail, because I'm going to deal with this part up here first. And again, my hair is still wet because my hair is very thick. So my hair is very still like soaked, like wet. Like I could squeeze it and drips would come out. So again, you're going to want to do the quarter size, like that. And again, start at the tips and work your way up to the top. Okay. So at this point, I want my part to be here. That's where I want my part to be, so I want all of this to be curliness. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to pull this over this way so that it's not in my way. And even if I don't want like all that hair over there, and I want maybe a little less hair, which I realize that that's like a really big chunk, then I'd pull less hair. But I would do the same technique, but I'd pull them all this way. So like I'd start from the back, and I do like smaller ones because it's towards like the part, and you don't want the twist to over part. So I do smaller ones and pull them all this way. Like, see how my arm is on this side and I'm pulling this way? That's how I would do it. I'm going to redo this one actually, sorry. Because you want them all to lay this way so that it's apart and not just randomness. And then you see how I picked up like a small piece of this curl and brought it into this curl? It's really easy to take it apart. You literally just do the same thing I did with the bigger curls, and I pulled them apart and I twisted them opposite ways. You kind of do the same thing, but you just pull out the curl that you had and you pull that the way you wanted it to go. So this is how this looks, and like I said, you can definitely play in it. It's not like you can't play in it or anything. You could touch it, you could feel it, and the curls stay. So, yeah. But I'm actually going to finish this side with these curls here. Sorry, my puppy's like right underneath me. And again, you'd want to do the smaller curls towards the part that you want, and then do bigger curls towards the ends, more away from the part. This is a really easy style. I actually got the idea from my brother when he was curling his hair. Or even like little kids, like when they suck on their thumb and they curl their hair. that's where I got it from, because that one curl that they do every single time they suck on my thumb is always like really, really curly. So, and I always thought, I was like, oh, that's so cool. How do they do that? It's because they continue to curl one spot of their head over and over and over and over and over again. So it creates that illusion that they just have really good curls. Like this curl here, if you guys can see it, it's like huge compared to the rest of the curls that are like half the size. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to pull it into 3 curls. I'm going to curl this part and pull it, throw it back, kind of. It just looks better that way. And it looks more full. Makes your head looks more full. So, yeah. That's the look. And you see how the part is? So, like, you could always pin this one up because it doesn't want to stay where it's supposed to. But it just looks like a hairdo, I guess. I'm going to do some more in the back. But again, I have to do the quarter size conditioner. Again, start at the tips. Work your way to the center. And then in the back, again, you're going to do the randomness. You're not going to want to do like in a straight line or anything. And if you want bigger ones and you don't want to use the comb and you have like a brush or something, you could always take a section and do it with the brush, which is not that hard, but I would use a smaller brush than the one I have. This is actually the brush I used to do it with all the time, and I loved it. And it makes the bigger ones. Like, that's a big one right there. But right now I'm doing smaller ones, so. So, when you finish it, this is the finished look. I got like hair stuff in my eye. So this is what it looks like. I like doing this look just for like a casual day where I don't really want to do my hair. I usually do it like the night before, and then when I wake up, it's still like this. And this usually lasts, like even if you don't sleep with like a head cap or something, this would last for a good 2 days. It's just a look that you could wear, and you know, it doesn't really change much, so you can always flip it around and stuff. So yeah, this is the way it looks. It goes pretty much everywhere. You can always have like your bangs. So I cut my own hair, and I have my cross bangs, so that's what you see here. So when I like let my hair kind of lay its own way, this is kind of how it lays, because I'm always putting my hair down the middle to do like my Mickey Mouse ears and stuff like that, which I will make a video of my Mickey Mouse ears. I know you guys have been asking for like ever. So this is the look, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Feel free, if you guys do like this video, go ahead and hit the like button down below. If you guys want more of these videos, like I said, hit the like button down below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell right next to the subscribe button. And thank you guys for watching. Bye.